What is up, my dudes? It's Pac-Man here, and today I wanted to bring you my personal best tips to truly see improvement in your game this year. Most of the time when people think about improving, they think about the basics, like playing T-Hunt to improve mechanics, or watching top-tier gameplay to understand the meta, or other things like that. But what a lot of people seem to forget is that there are fundamental concepts relating to improvement that are just as important, yet they're often overlooked. Really quickly, before we start the video, I would just like to kindly ask that any one of you guys who aren't currently subscribed, please consider doing so. I create content specifically designed to help you improve as a player, and I'm always willing to listen to the feedback and create the content that you guys want to see next. All that I ask in return is for you to consider supporting the channel by smashing that like button and pressing subscribe. We are so close to 100k, and honestly, hitting that milestone would just mean the absolute world to me. But without wasting too much time, let's look at just how you can improve your game this year. So the first thing that I wanted to talk about today is mindset, and how that plays a role in your improvement. In my personal opinion, the number one mindset related issue that's holding back a large number of players is their inability to take responsibility for their mistakes. How many times have you been blamed for someone else on your team dying when it was clearly nothing to do with you? And how many times have you been on the other end of that, giving out that abuse? If you are someone who's had a bad habit of blaming people, for your own mistakes, you really need to adjust the way you think and break that habit fast. How can you expect to improve upon your mistakes when you can't even admit that you're making them? You got to take responsibility. Some other important concepts relating to mindset include the obvious one. Don't be toxic. It's going to burn bridges with other members of the community, and it's going to limit who you can play with because, people just aren't going to want to play with you. And if you have competitive ambitions, this is definitely something you don't want. Also, remember that the aim of the game is improvement, so don't get too caught up in your rank and always be willing to learn and grow. The next thing on the list is your goals. This might sound like a weird one, but it's honestly incredibly important to set yourself goals and then work towards achieving them. This is going to ensure that you stay motivated even when Siege is doing your absolute head in. If you don't have goals in mind, then it can be hard to stay consistent and hard to stay motivated, as at times you might feel as if you just don't know why you're bothering. Make sure you have specific goals in mind with a realistic date set for you to achieve them. You can use the good old trusty SMART acronym if you need some help in doing so. So let's say your goal might be to increase your seasonal KD by 0.1 and move up 250 plus ELO compared to last season. This is, kind of as the SMART acronym goes, it's specific, it's measurable, it's attainable, it's realistic, it's time-bound, I'm pretty sure that's what it stands for. I'll put it up on the screen there. On a side note though, one thing I just wanted to mention was don't get too caught up on your rank in the process. I've mentioned before in the past that I am a pretty firm believer in having an improvement focus rather than a rank focus. As I believe that with time and improvement, your rank is going to naturally increase alongside it. So don't get too caught up on what your rank is and make sure you are not avoiding playing in order to maintain a certain rank. It's absolutely pointless. The reason that setting goals is so important, aside from, the standard benefits of both having and understanding your goals, it sort of leads me nicely into the next point. Teammates. Now, unfortunately, this one is going to suck for a lot of you guys to hear, but the harsh reality is it's the truth. If you are truly committed to improving and taking your game to the next level, you need to be playing with people who share the same goals as you. Unfortunately, this sometimes means that you have to move on from playing with your friend group if they don't have, the same goals and aspirations within the game that you do. Think about it. What is the point in playing with a group of people who simply just kick back and play the game for a laugh when, you're on the other hand, you're committed, you want to be playing at the highest level, and, and the same goes for both parties. It's going to frustrate you as you're going to feel like they're not trying hard enough or don't take it seriously enough, and they're going to get frustrated back because they just want to relax and have fun, and that's completely cool. But that's why it's important to make sure that, as someone that is aspiring to improve and take your game to the top, you have to be playing with people that share the same sort of mindset, right? And it's a two-way street, and it's not something you should feel bad about. It's just the way that gaming at a decent level often goes. I did it, and 99% of all the players out there that you look up to or play at the highest level, they've all had to do it at one point. It's completely normal, and trust me, you will make good friends along the way regardless. So the next point I wanted to mention is really a mix of everything else outside of what I spoke about before. You know, like basically just your in-game ability. And this can be broken down to, you know, between a number of different areas. One of them being your mechanics. And if you really want to improve your mechanics, honestly, one of the best ways to do so is just grind T-Hunt. I mean, like, literally grind T-Hunt. 10 to 15 per day. It really is the best way to get your shot on point. You know, prior to hopping into ranked, you know, you can get snappy, you can practice quick peeking, and all of the rest. It's your best friend. You know, Siege has such, you know, specific in-game mechanics that it's the only thing that really makes sense, and there's no other real comparison. Another big tip on this is to watch some streamers that have mechanics that impress you, look at how they move, and try to copy it. Eventually, you will start to develop your own style, and who knows, maybe someday people will be copying you. Next up, we have GameSense, the holy grail. Look, I'd be lying to you if I was to say that there is a super fast, you know, quick way to improve your game sense, but, you know, unfortunately, there's just no replacement for, you know, time, hard work, and the correct mindset. The more you play, the more you see, the more you die, the more you kill, you know, the better your overall sense and feel for the game is going to become. One thing that can help speed up the process is if you try and consistently play with, you know, people that are better than you and play against them too, as you're going to learn to adapt to their skill level over time. The slowest way to improve it is to search bait and beat people of a lower skill level. You're honestly not going to learn anything from doing that. It's a waste of time. A good way to push forward and play against people of a higher skill level is to start to play competitively. This is a way that you can make your rank kind of, you know, more or less irrelevant and push forward and come up against some solid players in your region. To do this, look for a team and sign up to one of your local leagues. It's a ton of fun and really, really good experience. Another big portion of Siege is the minigames, a term I first heard from Reaper EN. What I mean by minigames are things like opening up the CCTV walls, clearing yellow stairs on Consulate, opening, Master Wall in Villa, and, basically things like that. All of these operations, they require some sort of skill in other areas, to either protect or open, some of these reinforced walls. And some of these skills include bandit tricking, maverick tricking, impact tricking, vertical play, and some other things as well. If you feel as if this is an area that you struggle in, just hop into a custom match and practice with your buddies. It's really not that hard to learn, and once you become, competent in each skill, it's something that you're never really going to forget, and it's going to basically instantly make you a slightly better player. Look, there's tons and tons of different topics regarding in-game skill. I would be here all day speaking about them. But look, if there's any part that you want me to go into in more depth, be sure to let me know down in the comments below. Finally, I just wanted to touch on one quick last point, which is patience. Remember, improving does not happen overnight, so please, please, please be patient with yourself, put in the work, and enjoy the process. We all start from a different point, so don't compare yourself to anyone else. Put your head down, and I promise you it will pay off in the long run. So there you have it, guys. Hopefully after watching this video, you've come out of it with, a good understanding of the fundamentals of improvement, and, you feel like you're in a good place to take on 2021, and, just make it a big year for improvement. 2020 was definitely a weird one for all of us, but to be fair, it gave me the chance to meet a lot of you guys, and, for that, I'm just eternally grateful. So, you know what, here's to making 2021 a big one for all of us. And as always, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to subscribe, drop a like, and leave a comment down below because the algorithm loves it. But without wasting too much time, guys, I will see you in the next one. Peace.
One's in the air. One more.
One's memo.
One's A-bomb. That's him.
Last memo. Still memo, get the plant down.
10 seconds.